Often when we hear the name Obama, we're predisposed to think of Barak, but there's a better half of Barak that goes by Obama too, known as Michelle, and she needs to be honorably mentioned as well. Obama was your partner, I'll sniff the magic marker, you stood right there beside him while he motioned to the martyr. You remained obedient when things were getting harder, for the man who led a nation while he wore Ironman's armor. Obama was your partner, I'll sniff the magic marker, you stood right there beside him while he motioned to the martyr. You remained obedient when things were getting harder, for the man who led a nation while he wore Ironman's armor. Michelle, you put a spell over the states just like Madonna, yet Madonna had a child and all of yours were just Obamas. That's unfortunate because you know that's not your name, and there was likely something previous that might have been more plain. All I'm trying to say is you were signed up for a duty by America itself, and even Mishy had her groupies. You wore the ruby slippers in a dreamlike circumstance. Today your husband came to represent us as a worthy champ. Calling you a power couple is an understatement, but for many it's an overstatement in a colder basement. You probably had all sorts of perks inside the fucking White House, in between your diarrhea watching adversaries wipe out. Mishy, it's my mission to acknowledge you as well, especially with all those sleepless nights before your husband fell in love with you. It's not a hollow fable, even if the story of your life is you're both fallen angels. Obama was your partner, I'll sniff the magic marker, you stood right there beside him while he motioned to the martyr. You remained obedient when things were getting harder, for the man who led a nation while he wore Ironman's armor. Obama was your partner, I'll sniff the magic marker, you stood right there beside him while he motioned to the martyr. You remained obedient when things were getting harder, for the man who led a nation while he wore Ironman's armor. Michelle, the more I dwell, I have to think about the kids. Tell them to come over, I got Triscuits and cheese whiz. Lately I've been wanting squirrels eating with me too, and we can get into that later, but for now I'm far from through. Standing next to him and standing up for what you felt was very sexy. If I don't say so, it made my butter smelt. I wish your husband had a version of you for myself, even that makes me covetous, which is a sin, so let's just belch. Did you ever ask yourself if somebody existed in the same space at the same time as your husband doing business? I don't want to dry snitch on the precious voice of reason, I just hope that if you have them in you, I've annoyed your demons. Try to find nirvana if you ever get the chance, because your husband ain't no sunbeam, but he isn't burning ants. Tell me something beautiful that I don't know already, maybe how you know that Uncle O is not your only Teddy. Obama was your partner, I'll sniff the magic marker, you stood right there beside him while he motioned to the martyr. You remained obedient when things were getting harder, for the man who led a nation while he wore Ironman's armor. Obama was your partner, I'll sniff the magic marker, you stood right there beside him while he motioned to the martyr. You remained obedient when things were getting harder, for the man who led a nation while he wore Ironman's armor. Michelle, I'm raising hell, whoops, what I mean is pleasing heaven, and my goal is spinning bars till I'm reaching 717. I've got a pretty scripture on my breast that I should share, and that's the fact the Lord is righteous and I really, really care. I'm gonna paint your wagon like my father was a mason, but the truth is Alan Perry fed the fish heads in his basement. You've gotta meet my precious and I think you'll fall in love, unless of course your husband knocks me out while wearing Barak's gloves. Bleeding from this caper is my fucking breaker high, and I should open up my notebook right before we shake the sky. Naturally I'm sissy that somebody's been pretending that he wasn't cracked up for this, but he wasn't quite descending. Similar to Robin in the film Batman Forever, watch me stretch my arm for the Batman, it'll be my pleasure. As far as Uncle O, I'll take him to a higher land, but he's the Ozzy Osbourne rendition of Iron Man.